Now let's discuss theorems of differentiation. So far we discuss f as a function of x and y, but we can express x as function of other variable, that is y, or we can also express y as a function of x. So for this type of discussion I am taking x, I am imagining that x is a function of y and z, these two variables. So similar to this, I can write x as a function of y and z. And if this is the case, for this case, by using the total differentiation, you know the definition of total differentiation. For function f, we have discussed that total differentiation df is dou f upon dou x dx plus dou f upon dou y dy, right? So this is the case. For this we have already discussed that this is the total differentiation. So according to this differentiation, we can also find total differentiation for the variable x according to this formula. So here instead of f we have x, and instead of x and y we have y and z. So similar to this total differentiation, I can write total differentiation of x as, how it will become, dx is equals to dou x upon dou y and dy plus remaining is dou x upon dou z into dz. This is analog to the total differentiation. So according to that total differentiation, I can write total differentiation for x in this way. Now what we will do, similarly we can imagine y as a function of x and z. So similarly we can imagine y as a function of x and z, and it is written in this way. Now for this y, again I can find total differentiation for y, that is dy is equals to dou y upon now dou x dx plus dou y upon second variable is dou z into dz. So let's call this as a equation number 14 and this as equation number 15. So in this case, here z is constant and here x is constant. Here again z is constant and here y is variable, z is constant, and here z is varying, y is constant because it is function of y and z. Here x is changing, z is constant, and again here z, derivative with respect to z, keeping x as a constant. Now what we'll do, we will put dy, that is this value, put equation number 15 in equation number 14. So instead of this dy, we will put this value. So what we will get, dx is equals to dou x upon dou y at constant z into, now this dy, we have to put whole term, that is dou y upon dou x at constant z dx plus dou y upon dou z at constant x dz plus the remaining term is dou x upon dou z at constant y dz. Now multiply by this bracket and we will take some common terms which are, we can take common. So if we multiply, we will get dou x upon dou y at constant z into dou y upon dou x at constant z into dx plus Now multiply to this term, so that we will get dou x upon dou y at constant z, dou y upon dou z at constant x dz, plus this remaining dou x upon dou z at constant y into dz. Now from these two terms we can take dz common, so that we will get dx is equals to, take dz common from these two terms. This term will remain as it is, dou x upon dou y at constant z into dou y upon dou x at constant z dx, plus here dou x upon dou y at constant z into dou y upon dou z at constant x. Dz is taking common, so here dz and the remaining term over here is dou x upon dou z at constant y. So let me call this as equation number 16. So here out of the three coordinate x, y, z, any two are independent coordinates. So let's choose x and z. Here there is z, sorry for this mistake, common we have taken common dz, so here there is z, make this correction. So here out of three coordinates x, y, z, any two are independent coordinates, so let's choose x and z as a independent coordinate. So by taking x and z as an independent coordinate, the equation must be true for the values of dx and dz. So this equation is true for dx and dz when we choose x and z as a independent coordinate. So if we took x and z as an independent coordinate, then equation 16 is true for all values of dx and dz. Now we will take two cases. In first case we will took dz equals to 0 and dx is not equal to 0, because equation 16 is verified or it is true for any values of dx and dz. So in first case I will choose dz equal to 0 and dx is not equal to 0. So if we put this in equation 16, then equation 16 becomes, in this equation we have to put dz as a 0. So if we substitute dz as 0, only this term will remain and this term will get vanished. So that we will get dx is equals to dou x upon dou y at constant z into dou y upon dou x at constant, here let me check out, yes it is correct. So dou y upon dou x at constant z into dx. We have taken dz as 0 and dx not equal to 0. In next case we will take dx as 0 and dz not equal to 0. So we will choose these two values and we will find what is the case. Now here I will rearrange this equation. What I will do, I will take here, now if you observe this dx and this dx if we took on LHS, this both will get cancelled. On LHS we will get 1. So let me write this modified equation on new page. So dx on both side get cancelled and on one side we got 1 and this terms as it is. Now if we rearrange this equation, I can write it as dou x upon dou y at constant z equals to 1 upon dou y upon dou x at constant z, and this I can also write as dou y upon dou x at constant z and its reciprocal. So this equation number 17 is called as theorem 1. This equation is nomenclature or denoted or called as theorem number 1. So this is our theorem number 1. So this is very important theorem. in exam they must ask you to verify this theorem. So this theorem is known as reciprocity relation. So this equation 17 is called as reciprocity relation. Why it is called as reciprocity? Because on RHS, if you observe the term, there is reciprocal of that term. Here there is reciprocal 1 by this term, that is reciprocal of this quantity. So this is known as reciprocity relation. And this equation holds good provided that both partial derivatives, this both partial derivative should not be equal to 0. So this will be this equation holds good only when it will holds good when these two terms are not equal to 0. Because if those either one of the each is 0, then this equation will become indefinite. So it will go to infinity. Therefore, this equation holds good only when this dou x upon dou y and this dou y upon dou x, this should not be equal to 0. These both should not be equal to 0 at the same time. So if any one of these is 0, then this equation is false or it goes to infinity. Therefore, this equation holds good. Reciprocity relation holds good when both the terms are non-zero. Now, what we will do? We will take another case in which we will take dx as 0 and dz not equal to 0. This is our now second case, and we will put in equation number, that equation was our equation 16. So put in equation number 16. So equation 16 becomes, what is our equation 16? Let's observe that. This is equation 16. Now here we have to put dx as 0, means this first term will become 0 and dz is non-zero. So that we will get here, I am going to write that equation as dx equals to, now here dx is 0. So we will get here 0 equals to dou x upon dou y at constant z into dou y upon dou z at constant x plus dou x upon dou z at constant y, and this is multiplied by dz. Now if we took this dz on LHS, it will become 0, and what we will get? We will get dou x upon dou y at constant z, dou y upon dou z at constant x plus dou x upon dou z at constant y equals to 0. Now if we took this term on RHS, what we will get? We will get here dou x upon dou y at constant z into dou y upon dou z at constant x is equals to minus dou x upon dou z at constant y. Now if we divide by dou x upon dou z at constant y on both sides, what we will get? Here this term will get cancelled, and what we will get? Dou x upon dou y at constant z, dou y upon dou z at constant x. This is divided by dou x upon dou z at constant y, and this will be equal to this term divided by this, we will get minus 1. Now here if we apply theorem 1, what we will get? Just observe it. If we apply theorem 1, according to theorem 1, if you have 1 upon dou y upon dou x, it can be written as dou x upon dou y. So this is theorem 1. So here we have 1 upon dou x upon dou z. So this I can write as dou z upon dou x according to theorem 1. Therefore, I will get here dou x upon dou y upon z as it is. This also as it is, dou y upon dou z at constant x. Now instead of 1 upon dou x upon dou z, according to theorem 1, I can write it as dou z upon dou x at constant y, and RHS there is -1. So we got this relation, and this let me call as equation number 18, which is known as theorem 2. So this is known as theorem 2, and this relation is known as a cyclic relation. Why it is called as cyclic relation? Because let me write its name. Equation 18 called as cyclic. So equation 18 is known as cyclic relation. So we got two relations. First relation is named by theorem 1, which is known as reciprocity relation. Why reciprocity? Dou x upon y is written as 1 upon dou y upon dou x, means we can took here reciprocal of these two terms. And this relation, why it is called as cyclic relation, let me explain. X, then y and z. So if you observe equation 18, they have maintained in this equation this cyclic order is maintained. Means what? See here, after x there is y, and after y there is z. So here they have maintained the cyclic order. That's why this relation is known as cyclic relation. Or this relation, in book they have did little arrangement, and that arrangement is so that they have written this term in first they have wrote this term, after that they have taken this term, and then this term. So let me write these two relations on new page and explain it. So these are those two theorems, and simultaneously it is called as theorem 1 and 2, or named as reciprocity relation and cyclic relation. Why reciprocity? Because here dou x upon dou y and its reciprocal, we can take it as dou y upon dou x. Therefore reciprocity. And here why cyclic? Because here cyclic order is maintained. That is, after x there come y, after y it comes to be z. You can observe here y, z, x. After x again z, x, y, then x, y, z. So here the cyclic order in each term is maintained. Therefore these relations are named in this way. So here there is one problem based on it. So problem is, verify these two theorems in case of ideal gas. Now we know ideal gas equation is PV is equals to nRT. So let's take number of mole of a gas is 1. So that we will get here that PV is equals to RT. So here I can write P equals to RT upon V, and also I can write V is equals to RT upon P. Why I am writing in this way? Because I have to prove first theorem, that is, I will prove in another form. I will prove in this way that dou x upon dou y at constant z into, I will take this term here, into dou y upon dou x at constant z equal to 1. I will prove it in this form. So here I have now two variables. So if I take dou p upon dou v, what we will get? Derivative of 1 by v is nothing but minus 1 upon v square. RT is constant. So RT is constant, and derivative of 1 by v is minus 1 upon v square. Also here if I took derivative of v with respect to p, derivative of 1 by p will be minus 1 upon p p square and RT is constant. So I will get minus RT upon p square. So here if we use, now here we can also use V is equals to RT upon P. So if instead of this V I put RT upon P, what we will get here? This implies me dou P upon dou V will be, now here 1 upon V square, that is we will get P square upon RT square. So let me write first minus RT as it is, and instead of 1 by V square I will put here P square upon RT its square. So here RT will cancel with this square, and what we will get? Minus P square upon RT, and this as it is. So according to theorem 1, the theorem 1 is what? Dou x upon dou y at constant z into dou y upon dou x at constant z is equals to 1. Now here we will keep temperature constant. So everywhere I will take T as a constant variable. So if temperature is constant, so we will take product of these two terms and we will check it, either it comes to be 1 or not. So let's take product of dou P upon dou V at constant T into dou V upon dou P at constant T equals to, let me substitute its value, minus P square upon RT into again minus RT upon P square, and this product becomes 1. That is theorem 1 is verified. Hence theorem 1 is verified. Now to prove theorem 2, I will take x equal to t, y equal to p and z equals to v. You can take any terms. So according to, if I substitute this in theorem 2, I have to prove theorem 2 such that, now here dou y upon dou z means dou p upon dou v at constant x, that is at constant t. So I will get dou p upon dou v at constant t into dou v upon dou t at constant p into dou t upon dou p at constant v equals to minus 1. Now we already have found the value of dou p upon dou v. What is that value? Dou p upon dou v at constant t is minus p square upon RT. So this we have already calculated. Now we have to only calculate dou v upon dou t and dou t upon dou p. So let's find those value. So to find dou p upon dou v, we have, let's take instead of this value we will use this value for dou p upon dou v. So dou p upon dou v at constant t is taken as minus RT upon v square, and to find dou v upon dou t we will use this relation. So if we find derivative of v with respect to t, we will get dou v upon dou t. Let's keep p constant. So what will be derivative of t? It will be 1 and remaining r upon p is constant. So this is dou v upon dou t at constant p, that is this value. Now we have to find dou t upon dou p. So to find dou t upon dou p, we use PV is equals to RT. So we have to find T is equals to PV upon R. Now here we will find derivative with respect to P keeping V constant. So dou T upon dou P at constant V. Now derivative of P is 1 and V by R is constant. So this is the derivative for dou T upon dou P, that is V by R. Now we have to take product of all these terms. So let's take product of dou P upon dou V at constant T into dou V upon dou T at constant P into dou T upon dou P at constant V. Let's substitute those values. I will make here little space. Now those values are here. First value is minus RT upon V square. Second value is R upon P and third value is V by R. So if you observe here, R will get cancelled with R, V will get cancelled with this V square, and what are remaining terms? Remaining terms are minus RT upon P into V. But you have PV is equals to RT. If we took this ratio, that is RT upon PV, let's take this PV on RHS. This will implies me that only 1 will remain here and RT upon PV. This means instead of RT upon PV, I can put it as 1, so that I will get here minus 1. Hence, theorem 2 is proved because this is equals to minus 1. So I can write dou P upon dou V at constant T into dou V upon dou T at constant P into dou T upon dou P at constant V is equals to minus 2. Hence, theorem 2 is verified. Theorem 2 is verified. So this is the theorems for the differentiation, its proof and the problem based on those theorem.